So, my poem, sorry, I'm a bit nervous, but it's okay. I'm in the house of the Lord, and I know He will keep me.
Amen.
Amen. My poem, so I thought about this poem. Let me start off by saying this poem is a little bit different than other Christmas poems. I thought about this poem, what I was going to write. And I said, I can write about Jesus, I can write about the nature, I can write about the angel. There's so many things that I can write about, but the thing is, those things have already been written about. So I decided to take a little turn on the Christmas story and talk about Mary. Now, Mary is a very interesting character in the Bible because she isn't mentioned much, but God favored her and used her as a vessel to bring our King into the world.
Amen.
So I decided to think about, because when I write poems, I'm used to thinking about and writing about what I think and my perspectives, but I decided to write someone else's perspective and wonder about what Mary thought and what was going through her mind, the human part of Mary, and what was going through her mind when she found out that she was going to give birth to a king. And this poem, I believe, will touch all of the mothers in the room, and I feel like they will find something to relate to in this poem because it talks a lot about motherhood. So, without further ado, this is Mary's Muse. You will give birth to a son and call his name Jesus. Now, right off the bat, that sounded crazy. How could a beautiful, bouncing baby boy be born into this world and called to save all of humanity? This angel Gabriel must have taken a left turn on the way down from heaven and ended up at the wrong doorstep. I wondered if I should have redirected him to Isabel's house instead. It had all happened so quickly. I was put in dismay, and even after I accepted and gave Gabriel my okay, I still didn't know what to do. Motherhood. Such a beautiful treasure, but after finding out that my boy would be put in such a place, it took away some of that pleasure. I found myself pacing, my thoughts were racing, chasing the deepest parts of my mind. What if I was not able? Could God really confide in a woman like me? And what about Joseph? How would he take on this responsibility? We were on the way to look for somewhere to stay as Joseph led us through that crowded town, destined to find a place, even though we were told over and over again, no room. I tried to ignore my pregnancy mood swings. I felt my irritation stir up. I wanted to knock some sense into the people who own this place. Hello, I'm about to give birth to God's child, our Savior, and I'ma need a little bit of space. But instead, I humbled my heart and trusted God. I knew He would help us find a place. It was almost time for him to be born, and I was rather nervous. I tried to push away the thoughts that told me that I was not proclaimed fit, that I was not worth it, and finally, I was at ease. God knew what He was doing. And soon, there He was. In my arms was a beautiful baby boy. The spirit of a king found in him. I was filled with great joy. And that night, laying in the stable around the cattle and straw, I made a promise. God will use you for such good. Prince of Peace, blessed Jesus. Thank you.